Yo, 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 what is going on, guys? Joey here, is back here with another video for you guys. Guys, Saturday night, going to be giving you my game picks for week 14 we're at now, the 2021 NFL season. I'm doing it on a separate device due to some other technology issues, so bear with me here. I'm going to try the best to make this happen. All right, so first game here, guys, we have the 8-4 Cowboys at the 6-6 football team. So, the Cowboys, in a back-and-forth path, obviously that loss to the Raiders hurt, but they did rebound. They're just very, very back and forth. The offense is on and off at certain points. The defense is on and off. Definitely not the best, and it continues to have its issues, but they're still a solid team, and 8-4, that's a pretty good record. Football team, meanwhile, is hot right now. They're I think they've won maybe like 4 out of their last 5 or something like that. They've been beating some good teams. They beat the Panthers, or I guess aren't that good, but they beat the Bucs. So the football team has been doing better. They're at home, so this is going to be an interesting game. NFC East, you never know how a game's going to go down. I'm going to take the Cowboys, though. I still don't think the football team's that good. The Cowboys are the better all-around team. So I'm going to go with Dallas here, guys, 24-17. Next game, guys, we have the 6-6 Raiders at the 8-4 Chiefs. So the Raiders, again, back and forth. I still don't think they're that good. I mean, they did beat the Cowboys, and then they lost last week, and I forget who they lost to, but Raiders are still just not that good. They're very meh, like usual. Chiefs, meanwhile, have pretty much pulled out of their slump, I think. I mean, they were in a big-time slump to start the year, but they've snapped out of it. Mahomes has settled in, so I don't see any issue for the Chiefs right now. The defense has improved a lot. It's gotten a lot better. It's in Kansas City. No reason why the Chiefs wouldn't win this game. I'm going to go with Kansas City here, guys, 31-17. Next game, guys, we have the 2-10 Jaguars at the 8-4 Titans. This should not be close. Jaguars suck, 2-10. Who would have thought? Titans, meanwhile, so 8-4. Not playing their best. I mean, of course, they had that upsetting loss to the Titans, and then lost to the Texans, and then they just kind of got smoked by the Patriots. So the Titans are not playing their best. I think they're coming off the bye, if I want to say. So I think it was 2 weeks ago that they lost to the Patriots, and now they're coming off the bye. So A.J. Brown is still out. He's on IR. I know Julio Jones is coming back soon. I don't know if he's back for this game, though. He might still be out for one more game. Regardless, though, the Titans should be able to take care of business. Again, they're not playing their best, but they are coming off the bye. And even if they don't play their best, it should still be enough to beat the Jaguars. The Jaguars suck. It's in Tennessee. I'm going to go with Tennessee here, guys. Let's go with Tennessee 35-14. Next game, guys, we have the 4-8 Seahawks at the 2-10 Texans. So, Seattle, man, I don't know what's going on with Seattle. I would keep an eye out on Russell Wilson to not be a Seattle Seahawk next year. I don't know. Even when he came back, it just seems like the Seahawks have just not gotten really better. I mean, 4-8, that's really bad. Wilson, I mean, he hasn't been terrible, but he hasn't been great, and the Seahawks are simply not winning games. Metcalf is having a down year, I think. Texans, meanwhile, suck. What's new? 2-10, they're awful. Just nothing. No defense, no receivers. I don't even know who do they even still have Kenny Stills? I don't think they have Brandon Cooks anymore. Yeah, so Texans are awful. Horrible coaching as well. I guess I'll take Seattle here. This is not a game anybody really cares about, but I'm going to take Seattle. Let's go with Seattle here, 34-20. Next game, guys, we have the 5-7 Saints at the 3-9 Jets. So the Saints, not that good. They're just simply not. They're very meh. Lost to the Bills, and then they lost last week, I'm pretty sure. So, yeah, Saints are not doing very well. Of course, Winston out for the year. I think it was a torn ACL. And then it just seems like Taysom Hill's not that guy as the pure quarterback. He's someone that they can, screw around with. He can run. He'll throw every now and then. He can catch. He can block. I love Taysom Hill, man. He can do everything, but he is not a number one quarterback. It's pretty clear. The Jets, meanwhile, hey man, Joe Flacco, I love him, but I think Wilson's back, so Wilson's playing quarterback, so we'll throw 3 interceptions per game. Jets are a train wreck. What's new? I guess I'll take the Saints here. Again, not a game anybody really cares about, but I'll take the Saints here, guys, 27-17. Next game, guys, we have the 5-7 Falcons at the 5-7 Panthers. So the Falcons, I would say they're playing a bit better right now. The Bucks did kind of just, did kind of give them a handling. and it was the Bucs. It's kind of rare though. The Falcons didn't really put up a fight. The Bucs kind of dominated. But at the same time, the Falcons, they're not. I mean, 5-7. That's not good, but they're not atrociously bad. Panthers, meanwhile, they suck. I don't understand. There was, for whatever reason, there was some hype when the the Panthers brought back Cam Newton. They thought that Newton was really going to turn them around. He's only made things worse. Newton sucks. I mean, there's really no way around it. He's awful. He can't throw. He can't stay healthy. I mean, I know he's healthy right now, but he's simply not that guy. He's done. It's in Carolina, but I think the Falcons are the better team. The Panthers are skidding right now. So I'm going to go with the Falcons here, guys. Let's go with Atlanta. 30-23. And here we go, guys. Next game, we have the 8-4 Ravens at the 6-6 Browns. So, us and those Ravens, man, coming off a super tough loss to the Steelers last week. Went for 2, went for broke, did not get it. And it wasn't just that. Also lost Marlon Humphrey for the year. Also lost Patrick McCary for probably the rest of the regular season. At least a couple weeks. Yeah, it's just any possible thing that could go wrong for the Ravens this year is going wrong in the injury department. We could have been this really injury-prone team that was awful. We're not at all. 8-4 with all these injuries is pretty impressive. But when it comes to the injuries, literally anything that could go wrong this year has. It's just been awful. So that sucks. Now the Ravens, so it's going to be Anthony Averett, Jimmy Smith, and Tavon Young as the top 3 corners. Oh, great. Browns, meanwhile, though, fortunately, they're getting a quote-unquote easier matchup. I mean, the Browns definitely not known for their receivers. Jarvis Landry has definitely had a down year. He's just not a number 1 wide receiver. Donovan Peoples-Jones is decent, but I'm pretty sure the Browns are without David Njoku, which is big. And Njoku, he has some consistency issues, but he's still there. Austin Hooper he's just very inconsistent. So I want to say the Browns are without Njoku, I think. And then they're without Greg Newsome also, one of their cornerbacks. He's a rookie, I'm pretty sure. So that's something. I mean, I don't know how good Newsome has been this year, but any starter is still a loss. So that's going to benefit the Ravens. But the Browns are also coming off the bye, and as I said this a couple of weeks ago, the weirdest thing, the Browns play us on Sunday Night Football. They have a bye, and then they play us again coming out of their bye. So it's Baltimore. Okay, so after that game, Browns in the press conference, what do you say? Yeah, we couldn't get the offense going. They played the better game today, so now we'll go to the bye and get ready to play them again. How weird is that, right? Play us back-to-back times. Highly unusual. So, that's very, very interesting. So this could go either way because, the Browns clearly have the advantage here. They're at home and they're coming off the bye, and they've already played us, but we could say that about the Ravens too. When it comes to health, so the Ravens, of course, no Marlon Humphrey for the rest of the year. That's going to suck. And then, of course, no McCary, so it's going to be Tyree Phillips, I think, starting at right guard. That's not going to be fun. Phillips is just awful. So I'm really worried about Jadeveon Clowney and Myles Garrett. Now, granted, we did actually do pretty well against Garrett in the first meeting. However, that was when Boyle was healthy. Boyle is having knee issues again. He missed a lot of practice. He did return to practice yesterday, but it's pretty clear that he's probably not going to play. I mean, coming off how significant his injury was, the fact that he's practiced once in the span of 2 weeks probably does not bode well for him playing tomorrow. Plus, it's a road game. I mean, I think he made the trip, but I don't think he's playing. I mean, he might play, but for right now, I don't think he is. So that's a loss for us. And I say this because, Boyle can really help Chip, and that's what he did in the first meeting, and that's why we kind of helped contain Garrett without Boyle. And not to mention, Patrick Ricard is dealing with injury. He's got a hip, back injury, everything. So if we don't have Patrick Ricard to help Chip, Villanueva one-on-one with Garrett, yeah, that is asking for a disaster. So really worried about Myles Garrett in this game as well as Jadeveon Clowney. Really worried about our offensive line in general. I think it's going to have a really rough game. And then defensively, could not have played better against the Browns in the first meeting. This is bold, but I think both offenses will do a lot better in this game, and this is going to be a higher scoring game, a more entertaining game than the first meeting. So I'm going to go with the Browns here. I think it's going to be close. I think it could go either way, but I'm going to go with Cleveland here, guys, 31-27. Next game, guys, we have the 4-8 Giants at the 7-5 Chargers. So the Giants suck. What's new? They just simply don't have it. There's too many flaws on that team. Chargers, meanwhile, are starting to snap out of it. They had a big-time slump but they're snapping out of it. Just dominated the Bengals last week, played very well on offense. The defense played better. So the Chargers are, doing better. It's in LA. I mean, this is a must win. This is a handy win, a gimme win. So if they can't win this, then they have serious problems. So I'm going to take the Chargers here. They're at home. The Giants suck. There's no reason why the Chargers wouldn't win this. So I'm going to go with the Chargers here, guys. 34-17. Next game, guys, we have the 1-10-1 Lions at the 6-6 Broncos. The Lions, man, no longer winless. You love to see that. They won a game. Last second, game-winning touchdown. Goff is a legend. Let's go. So I will say, excuse me, the Lions, man, they're better than their record indicates. I really think they are. I mean, they have lost a lot of close games this year. The Ravens, they hung with the Packers ever so slightly. They have lost close games. They really have. They're not good, obviously, but they're not the team that gets blown out every game. Broncos, meanwhile, back and forth. In general, they're just not that good. They really aren't. They've just lost to the Chiefs. Their defense played pretty well. I'll give them that, but what's their problem? They don't have a quarterback. Bridgewater is just not that guy. I'm sorry. I hope people understand that. Bridgewater is simply not that guy. He just isn't. So, with that being said, the Broncos are still in the hunt for the playoffs. They still have a shot. So this is an absolute must-win. Now, it looks like, the Broncos should smack them. I don't think they will. The Broncos seem really incapable of blowing teams out. They're not great, and the Lions, as I said, are better than their record indicates. So I think this will actually be a decently close game, but I am going to take the Broncos here. They're the better team. They are desperate for a win. So I'm going to go with the Broncos here, guys, 24-20. I think it's going to be close, and the Lions will lose and get another close game, and the Broncos pull it out 24-20. And next game, guys, this is the game of the week. 7-5 Bills at the 9-3 Buccaneers. This should be a very good game. So the Bills, they're in trouble right now. They're 7-5, and the AFC East, it looked like the Bills were going to win it, but maybe not. The Patriots have overperformed. They just beat the Bills. So the Bills are in trouble. They need to stop losing games, and this is a really tough ask. Going in to Tampa Bay, who are hot right now, Bucs had a skid. They have snapped out of it big time. I don't know, man. The Bills, this does worry me a bit. Now, at the same time, the weather, with the way the Bills run their offense, the weather against the Patriots could not have been worse. Very windy. You had the snow. It was just incredibly unideal for an offense that likes to air the ball out. So, in their defense, now, I don't know how the weather will be in Tampa Bay, but I can tell you it will not be snowing, and chances are it won't be windy. So, whether it's raining or not, I don't even know. But the weather will be much different, I can tell you that much. Bucs, meanwhile, they're hot right now. They're playing really good football. It's in Tampa Bay. This is going to be a really fun game, guys. I can't wait to get my bowl of popcorn and watch this game. It's kind of an expression, but you get the point. I think Allen will play pretty well. The Bucs defense is not its best this year. I think it's kind of overhyped. But yes, they've had some injuries, but it's not as good as it was last year. So I think this is going to be a close game, but I'm going to take the Bucs here. I trust Brady in the big games. I think Allen will have his ways, but the Bucs are going to pull it out. So I'm going to go with Tampa Bay here, 34-31. Should be a very good game. Next game, guys, this should be a pretty good game too. 6-6 Niners at the 7-5 Bengals. So the Niners coming off a loss. I think it was to the Seahawks that they lost to, so that's not good. But the Niners, they're still hanging in there. Bengals, meanwhile, slumping right now. I mean, they did just lose to the Chargers and kind of got dominated. So the Bengals are very inconsistent this year. They've had their high highs, but they've also had their low lows. And again, just getting smoked by the Chargers at home, not a good look. So it's in Cincinnati. This is a must-win for the Bengals because, if they win and the Ravens lose, the Bengals are back in first. If the Ravens win and they win, then the Ravens are ahead. But regardless, the Bengals need to win this game because, if they lose, even if the Ravens lose, the Ravens are still ahead just because of the better record. So must-win for the Bengals. We'll see if they can get this done. I think they will. It's in Cincinnati. I know the Niners, they're very up and down. But I think the Bengals are going to come out firing after a tough loss to the Chargers. They kind of got dominated. So I'm going to go with Cincinnati here, guys. Again, I think it's going to be a good game. But I'm going to go with the Bengals. Let's go with Cincinnati 27-23. Next game, guys, this is our Sunday night football game. We have the 4-8 Bears at the 9-3 Packers. So the Bears suck. They were hanging in there for the first few weeks, but they have fallen off a cliff. Packers, meanwhile, they're rolling. I mean, the Packers are good as usual. Aaron Rodgers has settled in. I know he has all the injuries, but it doesn't seem to matter for him. So, yeah, let's go. So, it's in Green Bay. The Packers, as far as I know, they're actually starting to get healthy. I don't think... So there are 3 All-Pro guys who are on IRs. Zadarius Smith, Jair Alexander, and David Bakhtiari. They're not all back for this game, but they're working their way back. I don't know if they're going to be back for this one, but, they'll come back just in time to play the Ravens, because that's our luck. Excuse me. Anyways, the Packers are getting healthy, so that's a good sign for them. Still have a very banged-up offensive line, but with Bakhtiari coming back, that'll be a big help. It's in Green Bay. This should not be close. I'm going to go with Green Bay here, guys. Let's go with Green Bay 41-20. And, guys, this is our last game, a Monday Night Football game, and this should be a show. 8-4 Rams at the 10-2 Cardinals. So, the Rams, 8-4. They're not that good. They aren't. I think they're kind of overrated, but they're still solid. Cardinals, meanwhile, 10-2, best team in the NFC record-wise. I don't think they are the best team, but they are record-wise. They are. Kyler Murray, of course, having a very good year, and of course they came back. So Hopkins and Murray both came back last year. They were battling injuries, and they were out for a little longer than expected. I think they're back now. So that offense is right back to where it was. Their defense has low-key been stepping it up. It's played better than usual. I don't know, because these are both 2 quarterbacks who don't like to win in the big games. They don't like to beat good teams. So this game could really go either way. And again, because Stafford and Murray, both QBs that don't really win in the big games. But I'm going to go with the Cardinals here. They're hot right now. I just think the Rams are too inconsistent, and I don't really trust their offense to really keep up with the Cardinals as well. So I'm going to go with the Cardinals here, guys. I think it's going to be a pretty good game. Nice NFC West matchup. But I'm going to go with Arizona. Let's go with Arizona 30-23. And guys, that is going to do it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, please be sure to drop a like, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and I am out. Just before I cut out here, I want to give you guys an update. Excuse me. So, as I usually do every year, I make a winter weather forecast. I kind of take a break from the football and Ravens content and make a weather video. I was going to do that tonight, had some house difficulties, so could not get it done. I plan to get it done tomorrow, so if you guys are interested in that, stay tuned. I think I'm going to post it later in the day, assuming I can get it done. No guarantees, but I'm going to try to. And, of course, I will see you guys after the Ravens game. So have a great night, and I'll see you then.